That day, I was not angry on him. It was me who sacrificed my self respect. I trusted him thinking he will never betray me. I forgot that I was just like other girls in his life. The pain in your chest was heavy, but tonight you wanted to let it out in front of the man you never knew existed, who accepted you with all your flaws. You just can't believe this was also written in your destiny. He was listening to you intently, feeling all your pain. I loved him with all my heart. I believed in his promises, in the dreams he painted for us. But it was all a lie. He left me. He left me with nothing but a broken heart and a child in my womb. Your voice broke as you continued. I was naive, thinking he was different. I didn't see the signs, didn't want to believe that he could do such a thing. And now I carry his child, a constant reminder of my foolishness. You turned towards him. There were so many questions in your mind that you wanted to be answered. I want to ask you why you marry me even after knowing I'm not perfect. I'm carrying someone else's child. Which man does that? He walked near you. He is known to be the most heartless mafia, but right now you could see that he has the biggest heart. His eyes were filled with love and care. He looked at you. I wasn't even looking for someone who is perfect. Tell me what's the definition of perfect? Who is perfect? I don't care about anything. I just know that when I saw you, I fall in love. I felt that thing I was told I could never, and I know you are the one. His words were balm to your wounded soul. But what about this child? Can you love the child that isn't yours? This child is a part of you, and therefore a part of me now. I will love and cherish them as my own, because you are my everything, Vian. You hugged him, not believing if it's a dream or there is still men like him exist. His unconditional acceptance and love broke the last of your defenses. You cried in his arms. I don't know what I have done or why you fall in love with me, but thank you. Thank you for making me feel worth. Thank you for making me believe that true and unconditional love exists. Junguk wrapped his arms around you. You met Minyuk during your college years. He was charming, ambitious, and seemingly devoted to you. Minyuk's promises of a future together felt genuine, and you fell deeply in love with him. His dreams were big, and he often spoke of building a successful career. The relationship was perfect, or so you thought. Minyuk always seemed attentive and caring, making you believe you were the center of his world. You supported him through his struggles, sacrificing your own needs and ambitions for the sake of his dreams. It was a decision you made out of love, not realizing the true nature. He even proposed to you and promised that you guys will marry soon. A few weeks after the proposal, you found out you were pregnant. You shared the news with Minyuk, expecting him to be overjoyed. Instead, his reaction was far from what you have hoped. He grew distant, making excuses to avoid you and avoiding discussion about the future. You tried to be patient, thinking he needed time to adjust to the news, but things only get worse. One day you came home to find a note on the kitchen table. The words were cold and impersonal. I'm sorry, Vian, I can't do this. I can't be the man you need me to be. Goodbye. Minyuk was gone, leaving you alone and pregnant. The man you loved, who you thought loved you back, had abandoned you without a second thought. The betrayal cut deep and the pain was unbearable. You were left to pick up the pieces of your shattered life, struggling to come to terms with the reality of your situation. After Minyuk left you all alone and pregnant, you went back to your hometown to find support. One night you accidentally saw a mafia fight and were saved by John Junguk, a feared mafia boss. He took you to his mansion to keep you safe. As you stayed there, you saw that Junguk wasn't just a ruthless, he had a kind side too. You shared your painful past with him, and he shared his struggles with you. Feeling connected, Junguk proposed marriage, offering you protection and stability. He tried every possible way to make you forget your past and Minyuk forever. You again believed in love just because of him, and he fell in love for the first time. He just felt connected to your soul, and that's when he decided he will love you unconditionally and will never let you go through this pain again. You were sitting in the nursery arranging baby clothes while your eyes were teary, but these were the tears of happiness and gratitude as you remember life with Jungkook so far. Jungkook has become your comfort place. He made you erase all your insecurities and doubts. You realize that this is how true love feels. Here, promises are not only made but also fulfilled. One person doesn't have to make all the efforts. Instead of fear, you feel freedom, comfort, and love, but most importantly, respected. Despite his demanding role as a mafia boss, he always made time for you, ensuring that you and the baby were his top priority. He accompanied you to every doctor's appointment. His presence was the source of your strength. While you were lost in your thoughts, Jungkook came back home and he knew exactly where he will find you. When he saw you, a smile appeared on his face. A rare smile, the kind that lit up his eyes and made him look years younger. He slowly came behind you and kissed your cheek, making your heart skip a beat. You turned towards him as your face lit up seeing him. You were back. He spread his arms, taking a step back. In your service, Your Highness. You chuckled and hugged him. He was careful not to hurt your belly as it grew fully. I missed you. You said with a pout as he came back after 3 days because he went on a mission. I'm sorry, but now I'm not going anywhere until our baby comes. He bent down and kissed your baby bump softly. He then looked at you. I have been thinking about names. You looked up surprised. Really? So you decided any? He nodded as you could see his excitement. How about Jiun for a girl? It means wise and kind. And for a boy, maybe Hyunwoo. It means virtuous and divine. You were so touched by his gesture, not even for once he made it look that this is not his kid. Your eyes teared up. These are beautiful names, thank you. He pulled you closer and pressed his lips against your forehead. Our kids will get the best names and the best of life. I will do anything to protect them. I love you, Ryan. I love you too, can't even put in words. You said, closing your eyes, feeling his warmth and love that always surround you. As your due date approached, Jungkook's protectiveness intensified. He arranged for extra security around the house, ensuring that nothing and no one could harm you or the baby. His associates, who once feared him, now saw a softer side of their boss, especially when he was with you. When I was young, maybe around 10, I lost my parents. They were caught in the crossfire of a mafia feud. I was taken in by one of my father's old friends, a man deeply involved in the underworld. He raised me, taught me everything he knew, and I became a part of this life. Because it was the only way I could survive. Like other days, he was telling you one of his life stories that he does every night these days because you fall asleep quickly. But today you were listening him intently. You never thought his life was that tough and lonely. You squeezed his hand, understanding the pain behind his calm exterior. That must have been so hard, Jungkook. He nodded, a sad smile playing on his lip. It was, but it also made me who I am. I grew up fast, learned to be strong and never show weakness. By the time I was in my early 20s, I had taken over the organization. I was ruthless because I had to be. His eyes softened as he looked at you. Then I met you. You brought out a side of me I thought was long gone, a side that wanted more than just power and control. You made me want to be a better man. Tears filled in your eyes. Jungkook, you have done so much for me. I can't imagine the pain you have endured. He brushed a strand of hair from your face. His touch was tender. It's all worth it, Ryan. For you and for this child, I would endure it all again. Before you could respond, a sharp pain shot through your abdomen, causing you to gasp. Jungkook was immediately alert, concern etched on his face. Ryan, what's wrong? You clutched your belly, the pain intensifying. I think it's time, Jungkook. The baby's coming. His eyes widened, but he quickly composed himself, switching into protective mode. Alright, let's get you to the hospital. Just breathe, Ryan. I'm here with you. He quickly ordered the bodyguard to prepare the car and carried you outside in his arms despite of your weight. Concern and fear was clearly visible on his face. For the first time, he was nervous and scared. At the hospital, the staff quickly took you in, and before you knew it, you were in the delivery room, Jungkook right beside you. He held your hand, whispering words of encouragement as you labored through the pain. You are doing amazing, Ryan. Just a little more and we'll meet the baby. Even though he himself was crying, seeing you in pain, yet he was encouraging you. The doctors and nurses were in awe to see such a supportive and loving husband. Although you almost forget all your past painful memories, but right now you thought about Minyu. You wish you could never met him. You wish this was actually Jungkook's child, even though you know he will love him like his own, but still, a part of you hate that he is connected to a very painful memory. After what felt like hours, the room filled with the cries of your newborn. Tears streamed down your face as they placed Hyunwoo in your arms, his tiny body warm against yours. Jungkook's eyes were filled with awe and love as he looked at him. A rush of love and awe washed over you. He was perfect, his tiny face scrunched up as he cried, his little fist waving in the air. Tears streamed down your cheeks as you gently touched his soft cheek. Hyunwoo, you whispered the name, feeling right as you spoke it. Welcome to the world, my love. Jungkook leaned in, his eyes wet with unshed tears as he gazed at your son. He is beautiful, Ryan. You did it. You brought him into this world. You looked up at him, seeing the love and pride in his eyes. We did it, Jungkook. He is ours. He kissed your forehead, his lips lingering there for a moment as he struggled to compose himself. I promise you, Ryan, I will protect him and you with everything I have. You two are my world now. The intensity of his words touched you deeply. Despite his tough exterior and the dangerous life he led, in this moment he was just a man overwhelmed by the miracle of new life. You saw the tears he tried to hold back. The nurse came over to check on you and the baby, but for a moment it felt like it was just the three of you in the room, a perfect little family. You watched as Jungkook gently stroked Hyunwoo's head, his large hand making the tiny baby look even smaller, yet his touch was so tender and careful. You're going to be an amazing father, you said softly, knowing it to be true. Jungkook looked at you, his expression filled with gratitude and love. And you're already an amazing mother. I'm so thankful for you, Ryan. After this, you and Jungkook spent a few quiet moments just admiring your newborn son. The room was filled with peaceful silence, broken only by Hyunwoo's soft coos and the rhythmic beeping of the monitor. Jungkook's hand remained on Hyunwoo's head. His touch was protective. You could already see that fatherly love in his eyes for your son. He knew he's going to be the best father. There was no hint of jealousy in his eyes that Hyunwoo was someone else's blood. He already declared him his own child. Jungkook, thank you. Thank you for being the most wonderful and kind man. He looked at you, his eyes were still teary. You know, Ryan, I never thought I would have a family in future. You made my dream come true. I'm the one who is grateful. A tear left your eyes. He wiped it and kissed your forehead. I will always love and protect both of you. You guys are my world. 5 years later. Come on, Dad, you can't catch me. The little boy teased, running around while Jungkook's eyes twinkled with joy and pride. Oh, we'll see about that. He made a playful lunge, capturing Hyunwoo in his arms and lifting him high into the air. Hyunwoo laughed, and his laughter echoed in the garden. Hyunwoo is now a 5-year-old boy, and Jungkook loves him more than he imagined. Not even for once he thought he is someone else's child, nor he made Hyunwoo realize it. Despite his reputation, Jungkook's love for his small family has softened him in the most beautiful way. Now, what will you say, huh? Hyunwoo managed to stop smiling and looked at his father. Appa, you are so fast. Jungkook giggled. You will become the same once you grow up, okay? He smiled with his doe eyes and nodded. As they were playing, you stood at the edge of the yard watching them with a smile. Your hands rested on your rounded belly, feeling the familiar fluttering of the twins inside. You were 7 months pregnant, and the journey had both been challenging and wonderful. Seeing Jungkook and Hyunwoo together filled you with an overwhelming sense of happiness. Jungkook noticed you and gently set Hyunwoo back on the ground. Hey, look who's here, he said, pointing towards you. Hyunwoo turned and ran to you, his face lit up with excitement. Oma, did you see me? Dad and I were playing soccer. You laughed, bending down to hug him. I saw, sweetheart, you were amazing. Jungkook walked over, his smile softening as he looked at you. He placed a protective hand on your belly, feeling the movement of the twins. How are you feeling? He said, kissing your forehead. I'm good, just enjoying watching my two favorite boys having fun. Hyunwoo tugged at Jungkook's hand. Dad, can the babies play soccer with us when they come? Jungkook chuckled, ruffling Hyunwoo's hair. Well, they'll need to grow up a bit first, but I'm sure they'll love playing with you. Hyunwoo's eyes sparkled with excitement. I can't wait, I'm going to teach them everything. You and Jungkook shared a look, both of you feeling a deep sense of gratitude for the life you had built together. Despite the challenges and dangers of Jungkook's world, your lives have become beautiful. You all sat down together on the grass. There are some days when you all spend time with each other and enjoy every moment with peace. Hyunwoo leaned against you, his small hand resting on your belly as if he could already communicate with his unborn siblings. You smiled and looked at Jungkook. Jungkook wrapped his arms around you, his fingers gently caressing your shoulder. I never imagined my life would be like this, a family, a home filled with love. It's more than I ever hoped for. You leaned into him, feeling the steady beat of his heart. We have come a long way, haven't we? He nodded. Yes, we have. And I'm grateful for every moment. I promise to keep you all safe and to love you with everything I have. Hyunwoo looked up. His face was serious. I'll help too, Dad. I'll protect Mom and the babies. You chuckled, your heart swelling with love for your little boy and the man beside you. Thank you, my boy. We are so lucky. Your siblings will be proud to have a great brother like you. Hyunwoo's eyes sparkled. Really, I will love them so much and will teach so many good things. Jungkook made him sit on his lap and kissed on his head. That's like my boy. You smiled as tears filled in your eyes to see the unconditional love Jungkook has shown to you and your child.